Welcome to another YouTube tutorials. With this, we are going to talk about encapsulation. With encapsulation, what we have to do is we are going to use two different classes. So what I'll do is we are going to continue from the previous class. Whatever we did in that class, we are going to copy it here. We are going to copy up to display. So in this main class, we will only leave the static method. So let me so this is the only thing inside this main class. So let me go to the project, that is YouTube classes. Then I will create a new class, and this class is going to be called person. So finish. So I'm going to paste everything there. Let's try and go over again. These are our variables. We have the name and the age. We have our setters and getters. Let's turn this to private. Private. So let's try and define encapsulation. At times you will be tasked to design a system where this data you'll be using in your class will be sensitive, so it's not supposed to be public for other classes to access it. So you can make those variables that will be storing those data private. So once you make it private, it means that you can't access those variables outside the class. There's no way that you can access them outside the class. That is where normally, that is the place that we introduce the getters and the setters. So this is a get. These setters will help you to assign values outside the class to this name and the age. Then these get values will also help you to what? Get those values outside the class. So even within the same class, we can use this over here. We've demonstrated all this in our previous tutorial. So we are only going to learn how to create an object of a class within another class. So this is our main class, so let's change it to person. So when we execute this, it's supposed to what? Perform the same task. So in this case, what we've done is we've only copied all the codes inside this class to another class, and we've created an object of the class, of the new class, and use that object to access all the methods in it. The difference between a private and a public variable. Now that we are going to talk about it, so let's go to our main class. Make this variable public. Once we make this variable public, it means that when we go to our YouTube class, which is the main class, we will be able to use the object of the person to access the age. And so let me pass 75 to it. Then name is going to be Tina. So I'm not going to use our setters. So for now, let's see. Because I've made it public, I can access these variables outside our class person. So let's run it and see. We are supposed to get the same thing. So this is it. Let me change the variable name, the access modifier to private. So once I change it to private, in this, you can see that Java is saying this is a private variable and can be accessed outside that class. So this is the difference between the access modifiers, public and private. When you declare a method or a variable private, it can only be used inside that class. Outside the class, you can't access this variable or method. But when you make it public, it means it can be accessed outside the class. So what we are going to do here is, how are we going to pass values to our age? That is where we use our setters here. So we are going to use these two methods to pass values to our name and age. So we can go to this place, then change this one. We can access the set age and the set name here because they are public methods. So let's run it and see. So the same thing. And another way that we can also pass variables outside this class to it is also to use the constructors. So let's see the constructors. We are going to have Tina, then 75. So it means when I get to this class, I'm supposed to create a constructor here. So what I will do is, I'm going to create a constructor and I'll go to insert code, select all. So this is the constructor. whenever I create an object of this, I have to pass two parameters to it, the thinner and the 75, which will be assigned to the age. So let's try and create another object. So it's going to be person. Then let's use the name to be said equal to person. So I'm going to pass set them. So set them dot display. So we have to understand that in classes we can group some codes, then we can reuse it in different position. So in this case we group what the code, and we can use it and pass what different parameters to it. So we can create different objects of it. So but normally in your code you are not supposed to write a set method for your variables and also write a constructor. They normally do the same thing. It helps you to assign values outside a class to a variable or a private variable inside the class. So you can use any of them. This is what you have to understand. This is a constructor. This is a setter, a set method. So let me end here. This tutorial is going to be short, so let me end here. Thank you very much.